Right, I am back at that vaillant. Oh, I think they've done it just right. So remember, this is the boiler that I'm fitted. We needed the glass cut for the flue. So that looks pretty much exactly where I need it. So shouldn't need to use any extensions. Should be able to pop the flue straight in. So I'm going to go in, do a dry fit first. Hopefully it's all good. And then commission and sign it off finally. What's happening, people? Welcome back to today's video. Now you'll be glad to know this is the last batch of videos from 2023. So it's the last couple of jobs before Christmas. Few surprises, not some surprises, something interesting. There was a boiler that I had to go and finish off, which I'd actually fitted 6 weeks ago, but couldn't commission because of the flue. Well, I'll explain it in the video. The flue stuff just wasn't ready, and it took 6 weeks for me to go back there. But got that done, had an emergency call out where I was actually meant to be finished for Christmas. But yeah, it was one of my old customers. So went and sorted them out and then, yeah, signed off for Christmas. So a few nice breakdowns in this video. So I hope you enjoy them. From Tuesday, Tuesday, it will be New Year videos, January videos. So fresh batch of breakdowns after a well-deserved break over Christmas and back at it. So hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you've had a great weekend. And yeah, have a great week. See you in the next one. Hello and welcome to today's jobs. So this is my last working day before Christmas. I don't know when this video is going live, but today is the 22nd. No, it's not the 22nd. It's the 20th of December. It's the Wednesday and today's my last day. So let's kick off with a boiler service. People are calling me. 1 second. It's actually the wife, so I need to get this. Right, sorry, as I was saying, that was just the wife calling me, asking me what I want for dinner tomorrow, which is always a good thing. So I think I'm going to be having marinated salmon and some form of mashed potatoes I think she's going to make, which is quite nice. A little bit different to the standard chicken curry that I have every day. So yeah, anyway, let's get back to work. So Baxi 800, what is this, an 830? 825 combi. So it needs a service, and they used to do these white elbows, which basically turn to marshmallow. They've upgraded them to a new black one. And every time I fit the Baxi, well, the new ones, I think they only come with the coupling, but they used to come with the elbow and the coupling, so you could have a choice. And whenever I didn't use the elbow, I always kept it. So got one in the van, going to swap that elbow out so that stops leaking and give this boiler a service. This is only 2019, so it's 4 years old. Condom strap, that's going to need cleaning out a bit, but other than that, inside no leaks or anything like that, looking good. So going to be a nice, easy, basic service. Let's get in, let's get it done, get out, and try and get up to the next one. Hopefully we have a straightforward day today. I'll keep you posted. So just recharge the expansion vessel, which, to be fair, it's still about half a bar left in there, so it's not too bad. Drained the water out. Let's see which one of these has got some charge in there. That's got 2 bars. Water quality is looking okay. We'll see what the filter's like when I get it open. But yeah, it's just an annual service, so it's just going to be a basic one on this. And no stripping out or anything, not until next year, 2024. At 5 years, we'll give it a full strip down service. But that's all. Vessel's good. Now let's just start cleaning out the condensate and the other basic checks. Right, let's see what the filters are like. I'm not expecting it to be much considering the colour of the water. Oh, whoa. Did not expect that. Yeah, that's not good. Don't think it's been flushed then. It's only 4 years old. Even if you left it for 4 years, if it had been flushed, you shouldn't get that much on it. Alright, I'll have to let the customer know condition of the water. Right, that's been cleaned up, put back together. Now, when you turn these on, you can put them into a purge function to get rid of the air. What you want to do is you put both of these dials to 12 o'clock, and then the heating one, you do a quarter turn to the right and back again twice. It says on, I think it will say 312, yep. 312 is basically de-aeration mode, which is your purge function. So now you can hear the pump's going to be cycling on and off for a few seconds. I think it runs for about 7 minutes or something like that. So I'm going to let it do its de-aeration process. In the meantime, I can clean out the condense trap. I can replace the condense elbow, get everything else done, and then come back to it and do my 26.9 checks. Right, boiler case is back on. Condense elbow's been swapped out. Condense trap's been cleaned. Just about to do my 26.9 checks. Just waiting for my analyzer to purge out. And then we can, well, there we go, it's purged out. So we have a heating demand. Not that you need it on the back, so you can just put it into service mode. Now to put this into service mode, remember earlier in the video I said I had to put it into de-aeration mode. You put the both dials to 12 o'clock and then you turn the heating dial to a 1/4 back and forth twice. That will put it into de-aeration mode. Once it's finished that, if you want to get into service mode, same thing, but with a hot water dial. So both of them at 12 o'clock. Now the hot water dial, it should say 304. Yep, there we go, 304. Now you use the heating dial to control whether you want it on minimum or maximum. So right now, where it's on minimum, self-explanatory, it's going to be firing at minimum rate. I'm going to put it on max rate first. It says 100, that means 100%. So I'm going to go and do my gas rate and do my flue integrity check first, and then my flue gas analysis, and then we'll come back and put it on minimum and retest it on that as well. Right, I am back at that vaillant. Oh, I think they've done it just right. So remember, this is the boiler that I'm fitted. We needed the glass cut for the flue. So that looks pretty much exactly where I need it. So shouldn't need to use any extensions. Should be able to pop the flue straight in. So I'm going to go in, do a dry fit first. Hopefully it's all good. And then commission and sign it off finally. Welcome to today's video. So it's another boiler installation video. Not your average boiler install, it's going to be slightly different. It is a combi swap, but we originally had a floor standing Worcester high flow here, which has already been taken out. The pipe work, luckily, whoever ripped it out have marked it up. So we've got all that space here. Well, we've not got a lot of space, but we've got enough space here now to load everything in. And we're going to be putting a vaillant floor standing on there. So vaillant floor standing, a vaillant wall hung boiler on there. Flue's going to go out through the window. The landlord's got a window guy coming to cut a hole in the glass for our flue. But we're going to get the boiler on the wall, see where we're going to put the flue. And then he's obviously going to come and cut that hole for us. So they've had multiple problems here. As you can see, the floors have been dug up even. The boiler had been leaking for a while. It's gone down through the concrete floor into the car park below. So it's been multiple issues here, and that's why they've got the dehumidifier here as well to try and dry out all the moisture and everything. So we're going to try and do the best that we can out this situation. Let's see what the walls are like here. Yeah, they're solid, so hopefully it doesn't crumble when we hang the boiler on. But we've got everything that we need here. The gas, I'm sure you can see, is in 15, but luckily the meter is meters just in that cupboard there, so it's not that far a run, but it's all going in concrete, so there's not much we can do. Spoken to the landlord about already to let him know that obviously we'll try and do the best that we can. Gonna try and upsize it from down here in 22, because obviously there's a little bit of a kink there as well, which I don't want to have any issues with. So I'm gonna cut it somewhere down there, upsize it to 22 mil, and then bring the gas around wherever we can to the boiler. Condense will go into one of these waste pipes because there's no outside gully or anything like that, then the waste just goes that way. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, probably not a pretty one, but, and also we're not power flushing on this job because the landlord's worried about all this pipework in the floor, might be weak joints and stuff like that. So we're going to do a mains flush instead, try and keep the system as clean as we can, and then obviously dose it with inhibitor, so that should be all right. Got my right hand man with me. Oh look, he's got his new uniform as well. If you don't know, now you know. He's Mr. Hamilton Plumbing Services. So everything's unloaded. Gonna get the boiler unpackaged, get it on the wall, and then go from there. Right, Josh, you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Right, we're gonna get the boiler on the wall now. Let's go.
I was gonna buy this.
I might just carry it in. And that's going to be the easiest way. Okay. Right, just give me a push up. 1, 2, 3, up.
Sit there, say, up you go, big boy.
Oh, do you know what? It's got that foam insulation at the back, hasn't it? Just need to make sure. Yes, keeps catching. Hang on, hang on.
I'm just taking away.
Yeah. Right, let go.
I'm letting go.
Yeah, she's on.
Right, so.
Ow. Hit my head. Right, yeah, so Flue, I reckon we might be able to get with elbow, and the elbow going straight up there. And yeah, all the pipe, we're going to miss that fuse spur luckily. So that's good. She good?
Yeah, it looks like from my house.
Lovely. Check the side as well.
Yeah, bang on.
Bang on. Cool. Lovely. Right. Boiler's on. We're going to pipe up and wait for the glass guy to come. And then he can sort the flue out. Okay, so boiler is all piped up. That's all done. Just got the condense and PRV left to do. And just waiting for the window guy to come so we can get the flue sorted out. So we're going to have a little lunch break. And then I'm going to sort out the wiring, get the guys to start doing the mains flush whilst we wait for the flue guy, and then obviously just condense PRV, last few bits, and then commission, and we should be done. And it's 1:45, so making good progress so far. Okay, so we are currently mains flushing and I'm doing the wiring. So the way we're mains flushing is basically just got the filling loop open up there, isolating each rod one by one, just like how we would do a power flush, but I'm using the drain off for the filter as my dump, so that's just getting dumped outside into a gully. And in the meantime, I'm doing the wiring, so it's really weird. I thought that fuse spur would be powering one of these two, but I put a fuse in it, checked for power down here, nothing. So I was told that that one at the far left is the spur for the boiler, well, it was the spur for the old boiler, and that's basically powering this cable. So from there, put that into a junction box, bring it up into a bit of trunking, cut a hole in there. That's now going into the boiler, and then we're also going up here into the EPH stat. So I'm basically using the EPH stat as another junction box. So lives are doubled up here, neutrals are doubled up here, earth is in a Wago, and I'm using the low voltage connection for the boiler, so just 2 and 3 on there. And let me pop this open. And this is another little thing which is a little bit annoying about the new Vaillants. You've got to take the side panel off in order to get to that. I have done it without taking the side panel off, but it is very tricky. Well, I've got space here, I've just taken it off so I can get the cable entry point. So live earth and neutral into there with the ferrules, and then 24 volt RT, that's my room stat terminals there. So that's all wired up. Now, a little bit annoying, the guy who was meant to come and cut the hole in the glass for us can't make it today, which means I can't commission the boiler today. I'll probably turn it on, purge the system and everything, and get it all ready. So when I come back, all I've got to do is the flue and commission it. But yeah, it's just frustrating that I can't get it finished today. I wanted to, and I'm so busy at the moment. I don't even know when I'm going to get back to do this. So it is what it is. I'm going to get as far as getting the boiler piped up, getting it filled, leave it under pressure, purge it, and then come back to do the flue. And I reckon I can just do elbow, and that should see me far enough out there. The only other thing I'm a little bit worried about is that I wanted to be here when the guy comes to cut the glass so I can make sure that it lines up exactly where I need it to. But all I can do today is I'm going to have to leave the 2 elbows there, and then hopefully he will be able to see exactly where I need it to come out. Cut a hole 115 mil, so I've got a little bit of play. Now I can seal around it and then do it that way, but it is what it is. So just find a few finishing bits for today, and then Got to have a massive clear up and then go from there. Okay, so this is where we got to today. So the boiler's been pressurized. I haven't actually purged it today. I'm going to do it when I come back to commission it because I just didn't want to go through all that hoo-ha, but all the radiators have been bled, so system's full. So we'll leave it under pressure, leave it under test. I've set up the flue for the window guy, so hopefully he can do it exactly where it is here. If not, I've given them instructions to make sure if they do it further out, give me about 30 centimeters, but it needs to be the same height, so then I can put like a ½ meter extension, cut it down, and then elbow out that way. But yeah, it's a shame he wasn't able to make it today, otherwise could have had it all done and dusted, could have had heating, hot water, everything running today. Just means I've got to come back another day to do it, which isn't ideal, especially we're so busy at the moment, so I've got to try and find time to squeeze it in, especially this job isn't even around the corner from me. It's a good hour, well, in traffic, an hour and a half away from me, so I've got to try and tie it in on a day where I'm going to be working close to the area. So it is what it is. But yeah, other than that, everything's good. Gas tightness test is good. Obviously, I can't test the working pressure until we fire it up, but there's nothing I can do about that. I have advised the customer. So if we don't have the correct working pressure, then we'll have to look at what we can do about upgrading the gas run. And where I was initially going to try and upsize it from here, realised that this is some sort of protective sheathing, so I was not going to risk cutting into that because I don't know what it is. And yeah, so basically where it was here, that little bit, upgrading that to 22 probably wouldn't have made too much of a difference anyway. But there is 22 coming off the meter, and the meter is literally just there, so it just depends how the gas pipe is run. Hopefully we'll be okay. Might just be a little bit of 15 under here, and then the rest in 22, so we might get lucky. It's only a 26 kilowatt boiler, so we'll see how we get on. But I'll be back and I'll film the rest of it. But for now, we're out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you when I get back here. Okay, so I've just done a dry fit. It works, it lines up. That's literally the length that I need, so I'm just going to measure that back from here, get this cut, pop that in, and then keep things moving. Right, flue is in. So where the gap was, I've just put a nice thick bead of CT1 just around, well, I say both sides, but basically you put it in one side, it will just ooze through. So the plastic collar on this side is obviously pushing the CT1 into there and filling up that space as well. And on the outside, I've got the rubber collar, which you can see the reflection just through there. So that's obviously holding in from there. That's all sealed. It's all been screwed. Now I'm just going to get the case off just to check on the pressure, make sure the pressure's held, and then I can get this commissioned, get it signed off, and that's, well, I guess this would be my last boiler for the year because it's the last one I'm commissioning, but the last one I installed was yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Right, let's get it fired up now.
Yes, I'll keep it away.
Okay, so good news is pressure has held from, can't remember how long ago it's been now, it's been a good few weeks. Spurt is, yes, we have power. We have power. So that's going to go through its commissioning procedure, its purging process and everything, and then get it signed off, make sure everything checks out, and then we can get out of here. Right, we're all done. We're commissioned. Everything is working nicely. Remember that little bit of 15mm pipe work for the gas I was worried about? Upgraded it to 22 as far as we could. Got 19 millibar working pressure at the boiler, 20 millibar at the meter, so that's all spot on. FGA readings are all good. Tenant's got nice hot radiators, nice hot water as well. Boiler's pluming away nicely. I'm happy. I've done a... Nigel, how long have you been without the boiler?
Since the end of May.
End of May.
Last couple of days in May.
May till December. So we're looking at 7 months pretty much. Yeah, so it's been without a boiler for 7 months. But managed to squeeze it in, the last finishing touches, because today's the last day that I'm working before the end of the year. So they're going to have a nice hot Christmas. And I'm going to be signing out. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. That's the last boiler for the year for me, officially. Let's go. Right, back at this one. You might remember been here a few times from my other videos. This time, pressure keeps dropping. So customers have to top it up 4 or 5 times a day. He's mentioned to me that the copper pipe outside is dripping, which is the PRV. So I brought one with me. I'm going to hope I can just get away with changing the head, because these apparently are, well, you can see the PRV pipe work apparently comes down the back, and yeah, look, that PRV pipe is hot as well. So I know that's discharging at the moment as it stands. So let's try and get this PRV done. Typical. Had to be on my last working day before Christmas. Before I change the PRV, this is what I went to see. See that? Vessel is gone. Now, they can't afford a new boiler. I need to add in an additional expansion vessel before I change the PRV, and try and change that Schrader valve as well. At least try and get it to stop leaking. Nightmare. Okay, so a little bit of an update. The customer said the PRV only discharges when the pressure is going too high. So it's not constantly dripping, which is a good sign, which means we can leave that PRV in, and I'm going to create a form of temporary expansion for them in the meantime, whilst we can come up with a plan of what to do with the boiler. Smallest radiator in the property. I'm going to turn off the valves, drain the radiator out, keep one side shut, probably the lockshield, and then just open up the TRV and let it fill up halfway. And that way we're going to have half of it with air, half of it with water, only one pipe going into it, that side closed off, which means that this radiator in effect will now act as an external expansion vessel, just to keep them going in the meantime until we can come up with a plan of what to do with the boiler. It's going to need replacing. We're now at that stage because we can't take the boiler off the wall. It's just going to cause too much ag, and the cost is not worth it. So they're going to see what they can do. They're in the process of trying to inquire about a grant because of their age and their vulnerability. But if they don't have any joy with that, they're a long-standing customer of mine. I'm going to do my very best to try and give them a good price on an install, especially with the price of boilers going up in the new year as well. It doesn't help the situation, but I'm going to see what I can do to try and get them a new boiler if the grant thing doesn't work. But in the meantime, I just want to keep them going over Christmas for the time being. Okay, so that is all done. So kept that side off, drained the boiler, drained the radiator out, open up this side again. So we've got probably about half water, half air. So that's basically our expansion air gap now. So this is going to act as a temporary form of expansion until we can figure out what to do with that pile of scrap heap in that cupboard. So yeah, it's going to be something in the new year, but see what I can do. Right, I'm not meant to be working today. You all good? Okay, emergency call out. I'm not meant to be working. I've signed off for Christmas, but this is one of my pre-existing customers. She's vulnerable. She's a widow. She's on her own. She's got no one. She's tried calling other people. I've tried getting other people around. No one's available. So calling myself in to just try and get her heating running. So the problem is, it's not a problem with the boiler. You guys might remember this one where I replaced the flue because I came here for a boiler service, but the flue was all rotten. So I ended up replacing the flue and then giving the boiler a service. Now what's happening is the boiler's firing up for hot water, but not for heating. So I reckon it's going to be an issue with the external controls. So what we're going to do first, we're going to go and have a look at the programmer. I'm guessing zone valve, but we're going to turn this up. Yeah, see, right, so that's clicked on. Now it's going to have a look at the programmer and see what the zone valve's doing upstairs. And
you know where
I know where, yeah, that's fine.
It's all right. I won't cross on the stairs.
Oh no. Oh yeah, bad luck. We don't want any more bad luck today.
No. Okay.
Right.
And then obviously any other gump is inside the airing cupboard.
That's fine.
You know.
We'll have a look. So what we've got, we've got a 3-port valve. It's got a light on it, but I don't think anyone's home. That's, yeah, look, that's not motoring over. So I reckon zone valve issue. But before I assume, I'm going to open up the wiring center and check how we got power going to the white cable on the zone valve. If we've got power going to the white cable and that's not motoring over, I'll whip this head off and see if I can, if it motors over and if it's just a spindle that's jammed. If that's the case, then I should just be able to change the synchro motor in here, hopefully. If not, then I have to change the whole zone valve. Okay, got the wiring center open. Let's see where is our white cable. So put one probe on the earth terminals. There's our white to the zone valve. Okay, what we've got showing there. Yep, we've got 230 volts on there, but we have no motoring over on the zone valve. So I'm going to whip the head off of the zone valve, see if that motors over. If that spindle is free and this just isn't moving, then it will be a nice, quick, cheap, easy fix by changing the synchro motor. If the spindle is all seized up, then I've got to change the whole zone valve. All right, let's see. That should just pop off, I think. There we go. Right, that's popped off, and that's still not doing anything. That spindle, right, I mean, that to me is moving not great. Well, I don't know how much it's meant to move these ones, but regardless, that's still got power going to it on the white, but it's not motoring over. So I reckon I can get away. Yeah, I reckon I can get away. We'll just change the motor on there. Let me have a look at this spindle. Yeah, that's actually moving freely. Cool. Right, so let's get the motor change on this, and that should sort us out. Right, 3 ports back on. Now, one thing I did notice when I was changing the motor, there's a little circuit board on there, a little PCB, and it did look like it had a bit of heat marks or something like that. But let's power it on and see if we get heating. Okay, that's a good sign. That's motoring over. Come on. Yes. Pump's running. Let's go down and have a look at the boiler. I think we're in luck, Sue.
Oh, good.
Let's double check.
I like that. Is this for your student?
This is for my YouTube channel.
Oh, YouTube.
Yeah. Right, we have flame. We have flame. So I'm just going to go and check that the heat's flowing down the right direction. Right. Make sure it's going to the radiators. And then we should be all good. All right, let's go and check. Okay, so we've got heat coming up through the pump. And we should, yeah, that's getting warm on the heating side. Hot water side is obviously just there. I think that's just warm because the cylinder's warm. Yeah, look, that's returns cold on there, so that's, I know it's not going through there. Unit light's about to die. I'm going to wrap this up now. We're back in business. Merry Christmas.